Good morning. Never mad at the fact he's corrupt like a senator. Soul in a rope, but you treat it like soap in a rope because my beats and my lines are so dope. You guys ready to go? Let's go. So let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. But please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. U.S. dollar INR firms near 86 as U.S. dollar stabilizes.
Thailand Central Bank holds key interest rate. Meme coins price prediction. DOG, WF, SPX, aiming to extend recovery as risk on sentiment prevails.
Gold holds steady as risk sentiment improves. Fed's Powell back in focus.
Crypto.Today, Bitcoin aims for $110,000 as Ethereum, XRP derivatives show signs of life again.
CASI 40 drops amidst caution.
Euro US dollar holds gains on easing geopolitical tensions and lower oil prices.
Pound sterling clings to gains against US dollar, while Fed monitors tariff impact on inflation. Forex Live European FX News Wrap. Yen lower as markets stay more muted today.
Euro, CHF, pound flattens above 0.8500, while Bank of England's Bailey warns of UK labour market risks.
How about that? Yeah. Cool. Well, I ain't going back. Sorry. Bu- 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 bu. Just looking at good opportunities here. Gold is the right time of day. Gold and silver. Good opportunities today, being Wednesday. Yeah, very nice. The yens, dollar pairs. This is all a good time to be trading. Sweet. Let's go to the fundies, and then we'll do our technicals. Well, in fact, I think I'm supposed to be doing something like this. We're doing our macro radars. Yay, macro radars. So how are we doing in the world of macroeconomics? Well, right now we got a 4. Market is so choppy. Is it? Yeah, I guess so. I think because, Don, we've hit most of our targets already. So now it's just clean up and leftovers. Not a lot of change since yesterday as far as the stats are concerned. Dollar at 98, Bitcoin 107, 61 on S&P, gold flat, oil at a decent price at the 65. It's okay. It can go as low as 53, more likely 55, but 60 is probably the long-term average. Yeah, okay. That's great. Now, if you attended the TRADARS fundamental review this morning, we already looked at something I'm not going to show you to help predict treasuries here, and thereby a bunch of other things. But members only, Bubba. Members only. Okay. We have lots of things moving into risk on. Here's our buy and sell target list. Okay. Scatter plot. Bitcoin's the biggest winner. Get rid of crypto. Oops. No, the opposite of that. How about not that? And there we go. Yeah, or how about let's look only at the stock markets. Everybody but Germany up. UK kind of flat. But right now we got some big numbers. Yeah, we got some big numbers here on the scatter plot. That's cool. All commodities are up right now, in particular copper, followed by oil, platinum, gold, silver. They're all 4s and 3s, but they're all up as predicted. And then majors, a little less clear. Dollar strong, dollar strong, dollar strong, dollar weak, dollar weak, dollar strong, dollar strong. What else here? Yen weak, yen weak, yen weak, yen weak, yen weak, yen weak. Okay. Don Pablo said the market is choppy. One of my concerns, Don, is that you're trading the wrong things. So if you're trading cross pairs right now when every single yen pair is up, you're just not doing the right thing. Every Swiss pair is up, every yen pair is up, and you're like, it's choppy. Okay. But if you're trading these things, well, you're just not trading the right thing. And that you want to make sure you're following trends. Okay. I'm not sure what you're trading or the time frame, so it really depends. This is just awesome. Okay. Awesome. Market is functioning. And now also the options market flipped yesterday and became a little more relatively bullish as well as absolutely bullish. Well, yeah. Okay, Don. The problem is I don't think it's going to last more than 2 weeks. So by the time you get your entry, it might be too late, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, risk on today. Great, great, great. Now that it's hump day, biggest winner platinum, NASDAQ. Remember, there was a time when NASDAQ was the only stock market that was, based on macroeconomics or macroeconomic analysis, was the only thing that should go up relative to the other ones. And boom, it performed just as TRADARS had outlined. And then more recently, the idea that maybe the Fed can cut again. Okay, well then that's really good for Russell. Yeah. Okay. Well, I bought a bunch of Dow. All right, it's okay. And I bought a bunch of S&P 500. No, okay, they're up one and one and a third. Okay, but winner chicken dinner was on Nasdaq. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but it's got the highest risk, and risk is bad. But I own it. Don't worry about me. I own that. But yeah, good. Oil, oil's just amazing. Huh? Down 13.5%. That's it. Treasuries have come down a lot. Monday says, "Hey, can you show how your 4-hour buy zone?" Okay, well, tell me what you consider my buy zone to be. Let's make some definitions. Let's define what you're asking. Meanwhile, I'll pull this up. We'll do some technical. We're still doing the macro stuff. So one of the things I've been asking you to do is uh, try to align seasonality with technical trends, especially when so much was neutral, but things have turned and we're working quite well. But I always like to align seasonality with technical trends. So, like, for example, Aussie Swiss franc usually falls this time of year. Oh, and it is. Really? Yeah. That's that. USD Swiss franc usually falls this time of year, and it is. Really? Pound Swissy usually falls this time of year, and it is. Oh, good to know, right? Monday, I'm waiting for your response. What is your buy zone? What do you mean by buy zone? And I'll show you. You got about 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll do this as viewer's choice then. Okay, let's do viewer's choice. USD Swiss franc. Well, first of all, we can do we can go through this really nicely. I know this isn't what you're asking me for, but I can do it, so why not? USD, Swiss franc. Okay. Do we have permission to engage? Yep. But somewhere around July, it goes the other way. Oh. So we got to be careful. Okay. We can look at this technically. Okay. And the general idea is sell it at 81 and take it down. We can go to, we can ask our technical, because that's statistical. We can look for pattern recognition on Swiss franc. So is there enough room? Well, nothing really going on right now. Nothing really going on right now. So you could just stop right there. You have permission to sell, but you know it's not likely to last long, statistically. There's no reliable, repeatable patterns on USD Swiss franc right now as far as pattern recognition. And now let me answer directly. I don't think I'm even USD Swiss franc. Doubt it. No. Okay. All right. So let's go here. Okay. What does this sell? Or what does this say? So let's say, let's put all of this in. This says this time of year it falls, but very soon it's going to reverse. Okay? That's seasonality. The other thing is we do not see any reliable, repeatable patterns on USD Swiss franc to even consider a trade. Then we do some technical analysis, and this says we're done. And then lastly, you're trading two funding pairs, and so that bugs me a little bit. I don't like trading USD Swiss franc because they're both risk on, risk off pairs. And if you look at our risk gauges, they actually separate. So if I'm selling dollar, I'm usually selling Swiss franc. But, this trend has been going on for quite some time. So that's moot, right? Okay, great. But we're done here. So you're like, so how do I sell this? I don't. But if you want to go further, but okay, would I sell a double bottom? No. So now I'm also in a situation of like, I still don't want to sell. But you're asking me, how do I sell it? Well, I guess if you had a gun to my head, we could go weekly bearish. And we've already hit the target. So once again, so if you were a bear, this is a sell that we had on Sunday and Monday. And our target, was it here? Or am I seeing the wrong pivot? Hang on. Maybe I'm. No, that's it. Isn't it? Yeah. See, like, for example, I'll get rid of the other pivots. Double check all of that. Yeah. Okay. Let me close it. So the plan for the week, if you're a swing trader and you're a bear, sell here. This is the target. You can see the two lines: conservative target, aggressive target. So we're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. You don't sell double bottoms. The swing trade is done. The position trade is done. Everything is done. Seasonally, it's done and done. So how do I do it Monday? I can't. So I know it didn't answer the question, but I answered the question, the bigger question. Okay. Now, if in the past we were up here, how do you do it? Okay, let me try to answer that. Okay. So let's try to isolate this swing trade here. Okay. Could we have done this trade? Oops. Let's see. So here's the plan in the past. Okay, lower low, lower high, sell. The target is here. So how do you get short? Well, first of all, okay, let's try to get this. This is early June here. Let's try to isolate that one as best as we can. And you said to the 5-minute chart. I don't think I can do a 5-minute chart. Because it's not going to have enough data. I don't think I can go that far back. But it's just like, so let me just try to answer it sort of indirectly. Or maybe I can try to do this one, although this bothers me. Yeah, let's try to do this one. Okay, so we pull back into there. See, that's not nearly as easy as this one. How do I... All right, let me just... This is when I drop into the small time frame, and I simply look for bearish opportunities. So your question was, Wayne, can you show how your 4-hour buy zone turns in? Okay. Okay. So this is a sell zone in a falling trend. Cool. Well, no. So this should, your strategy is set in stone. So, right? If you have a strategy, then dropping into your 5-minute chart shouldn't be terribly difficult. So just imagine we're in this zone, okay? And our only job now is to look for selling opportunities. So let's see if I can go back in time and capture that one. I'm going to mark it with an X. Okay? Okay, this is a simple role reversal type pattern. Okay? No matter how you mark it, maybe you have it lower. Fine, whatever. Great. Let's go to the 5-minute and see if I can get in there. So now I'm done with that time frame, guys. I'm done. I'm looking for bearish opportunities on that time frame inside this X. Okay? And that's that. Okay? So that's how I do it. I'm at this point Monday. I'm not sure what the question is, because you look for bearish opportunities, you sell lower highs, and that shouldn't be right. That shouldn't be too terribly complicated. Okay. So for example, I went out to a 15-minute chart. This is the sell zone. and you're already a bear inside a bearish trend, and you're already at a role reversal. So at this point, I'm like, you sell it. Okay. Okay. Asia open, London open, New York. These are the times of day you should be trading. Cool. The way that you do a trade like this is your sell zone. Stop would go above here. This is your target. Done. Your strategy was based on the 4-hour trend. That's a daily pivot, and you're selling a lower high. And if you're wrong, guess what? You'll lose money. It'll pop up here, and you'll lose money. That happens. But where I think most people go wrong is they don't know to sell it because they haven't analyzed anything technically or fundamentally, and then they're trading up and down in here. There's no sort of congruency of strategy and tactics. Okay. But as soon as we get below here, and you realize we're not going to get above here, it's just bearish all day long. And then it hit the logical target and it stopped because that's what it's supposed to do. Okay. But now we're at this bigger point. Let me zoom back in. Where we're done. I can't. Would I do it again? Maybe. Could you do this trade now? Okay, that's a role reversal. Okay, this is tomorrow's sell zone. So today is already done. You're logging into New York trying to figure out what to do with USD Swiss franc. You don't get it. You don't get it. Okay? This is what you should have been planning yesterday. As green candles were occurring, you're setting it up. Sorry, last week, I should say, right? Yeah. So anyway, so what about this for next week? That's a big giant maybe, but the probability of it is lower because we've already hit conservative targets. Now, maybe we make a breakout, but that's a big, fat Greek maybe. And I don't like maybes. All right, so that was viewer's choice. Let's go. Euro dollar. How we doing, euro dollar? Euro dollar. What do you think, guys? Bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. What are you going? You see anything? The only thing I see, pattern-wise, is bum, 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 bum. Okay, all I see is daily bullish. Okay, so the pattern is take it off the bottom. Okay, remember, we don't know if this is right. It's just the pattern. So over the next few days, maybe we get to 120. And on the smaller time frames, you're looking to buy dips. Now, if you don't know when, then why don't you wait for euro dollar to start posting bullish opportunities on a 15 and 30-minute chart? If they occur, it's going to pop up here. So you might want to put so this isn't full and complete. It's just this is what it sees on the daily chart. You should go to your daily chart and see if you agree. Because what if this is occurring sort of in this zone here? And you're like, wow, it's totally missing a double top. Yeah, well, it's only looking back that many days, right? Which is just over a month. It's not looking back 6 months, 12 months, 7 years. It's just showing you this price action here is trending up. Okay, cool. So pay attention to that, and you can say, well, at least pattern recognition recognizes that there's a bullish pattern on the daily chart. Cool. Go check out your daily chart. And if you agree, which means you're technically also a bull, then you can just sit on this chart waiting for 15-minute and 30-minute and 1 hour, okay, patterns to show bullishness. And now you're hot to go HOTTOGO. So now you can just use this page and you're done. Oh my gosh. S&P 500. Okay, what do you guys think about the stock market today? Bullish, bearish, neutral. Huh? Bullish, bearish, neutral. Bullish, bearish, neutral. Well, you have to look at all uptrend patterns, all downtrend patterns, all sideways trend patterns, and all reversal patterns, including heads and shoulders, double bottoms, double tops, Gartleys, bats, butterflies. Dude, that's a lot. Yeah, you're right. It's a lot. It takes about 2 seconds. Okay. So 15-minute, 30-minute, 60 minutes. So they're not long term, they're shorter term. Up, up, up. Okay. So strength, 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 opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. Done. So go look at your chart and see if you can find an opportunity. Now you can take this further. Let me just give you a hint. Okay, you ready? So now you think you're a bull. Great. Let me show you something here. Huh? Let me show you. Let me clear my throat. Kick it over here, baby pop. And let all the fly skimmers feel the beat. Oops, I went to the wrong one. Cooling on the corner, one fly. Hang on.
Wall Street futures.
No, this one. Okay, and you're like, I think today I might consider being a bull on the U.S. stock market. Okay? All right, it's a theory at this point. Yeah, of course, David, but this is why they invented stop losses. All right, so you're thinking maybe a buyer of the S&P 500, which you tell yourself, if it drops on the open, you're going to buy it. That's it? Yeah, here's the prices. We have the prices. They're all documented. Oops, let me scroll up a little bit. Okay, here are the prices. They're all documented. It's slow as molasses on a cold Georgia morning. Yeah. Fine. Well, we don't have any news and stuff. But this is based on Wednesday implied volatility, going back many Wednesdays for the S&P 500. So, you can buy a dip, sure. And you shouldn't expect it to go more than 61.50. Now, if you need specific prices, here they are. Okay, 6153.4414. Nice. So you could pull up your charts, write all this stuff down, and then set up a scalp to the upside and then see if you can get it to turn into a swing. But, these are day trades basically. Okay, it should take you the whole day to get to this target. This one says 61.33. The other one said 61.53. Well, they're different measures. This is a measurement of a pattern. The other one is a measurement of volatility. Cool, right on. So, whatever, that's how you do it. So is it going to go up? Dude, Nobody knows. Stop asking that question. What you should be asking is, what the heck am I going to do today? Am I going to buy a dip? Well, right now, the patterns are bullish. So I suppose if that makes you bullish, you might want to buy a dip. Well, did you look at the fundamentals? Did you see the seasonality? Okay. So all of this should have been done. And you already know that if you want to buy or sell the stock market, and then you go here, let's say you already wanted to buy the stock market. Well, you have permission to engage. So now you check implied support. You have your direction. And if you see red candles on the open, you're waiting until it turns north again, and then you go long and you're done for the day. Stop chasing prices. Okay? Be a boss. Cool. So do you know where the daily pivots are on the S&P 500? Do you know where the implied 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily lows are? Do you have buy orders already in? Have you calculated your stops and your lot size? Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should, bro. You should. Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Talking about Bitcoin, Bitcoin. What do you guys think? You guys happy with? You're gonna buy some Bitcoin? You're gonna sell some Bitcoin? I don't do no Bitcoin. Hmm. David, I'm not sure what you're asking, but clarify it. Okay, short-term moves on Bitcoin to the upside. 2 hours ago, you got a heads up. 1 hour ago, you got a heads up. So what does this tell you? You want to buy a dip, okay, because this pattern is strength, and there could be an opportunity setting up. This is strength with an opportunity, okay? And this is what we're doing, like strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. Strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. So what I'm saying is an up channel is strength, and the next leg is up, which is an opportunity. Okay. Well, since then, we've had red candles. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so you buy at the moving average, which is this price, or you buy at the yellow dotted line. You buy at the moving average, or you buy at the dotted line. So you should be getting ready for your opportunity. What if it doesn't work? Then you're going to lose some money. Make sure you don't overbet. That's what it says. So if you're already fundamentally bullish Bitcoin, you're like, Wayne, we're going to $111,111.11. Cool. Good. You're biased. You're opinionated. And I like you. Now, I might disagree with you, but I like you. You have clarity of intent. Oh, I see. No, probably not. No, because we already know what he said yesterday. So that's done, in my opinion. Okay, so you're a opinionated son of a gun. I might disagree with you, but I like you. Great. So you're opinionated. So what you're saying is, Wayne, as long as I'm getting bullish patterns, I'm buying dips. Cool. Does it have to be at the bottom of this channel? Does it have to be on this line? No. What else could it be? How about higher lows? Yeah. How about pivot points? Let's say like this. So what if price did this? Yep. What about in here you got a 5A cross up on a 5-minute chart? Yeah. At this point, I don't even care. Now that's like artistic difference. Okay? Can you imagine if we put all of us into a room and I said, take out a piece of paper and a pencil. And I said, draw an apple and draw a banana. No matter what the quality or style or capability, I think every single one of us is capable of drawing an apple and a banana. Now the apple might look like this. Okay. I'll draw a little. See? Shade it a little bit. Okay, and you're like, Wayne, that looks like an apple. Cool. And a banana? It's not a very good banana. Hey, I'm drawing it with a mouse. All right, and you're like, dude, that's the worst banana. It looks like a chili pepper. Okay, fine. So we would all have different pictures, right? But I'm pretty sure you know the difference between a banana, right, and an apple. Some of you will draw perfect, some will draw abstract, some just can't really draw, but you can still scribble the crap that I just did. And that's how I look at trading. Like, dude, once you've decided you're a bull based on fundamentals and long-term technicals, and then just straight up opinion, then what's the problem? Buy a dip. This is telling you you have permission to buy dips on these time frames. And you can continue doing that until this disappears. Okay? Okay? You see? So now in that case, this morning, you're trying to engage probably somewhere off these moving averages. Okay? And you don't want to get any lower than this. But once again, that's just price action. It could be moving averages, could be pivot points, could be all of them, one of them, some of them. But it doesn't even matter. I don't even care. You're either buying a dip or you're not buying a dip. Right? See? That's, and you make sure you have your intentions set and that you're not just throwing down trades. You should have clarity. So if you don't know, if you're not a hardcore bull or a bear on Bitcoin, you probably shouldn't be trading it. At the very, very, very least, use your scorecards to line up seasonality with technical trend. At the very least. Let that make your opinion. You're like, I don't know all this macro stuff. But at least line up normality with what is actually. Okay? Cool. Let's go through gold. Three, two, one. Nothing going on gold. Let me double check. Yeah, nothing. Okay. So I'd go in cautious or I'd go in waiting for the smaller time frame. And that's that. Ha ha! Yeah, awesome. Check the schedule. trading team meeting a little bit later. Cool. Noise. Yep. And then I did my fundamental one this morning. So you click here, then you click there, then you go to uploaded recordings, and then you go to the last page, and that's this morning. Huh? Lovely. Look at what the beautiful stuff that we do that I didn't cover here. Oh, wow. So peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you.